Tomorrow night at Sun Devil Stadium, a big Pac-12 football game as the Devils will take on the University of Utah. This is the Brad Cesmat Show, and I'm Jeff Munn in for Brad this afternoon today at sports360az.com, and we partner with azcentralsports.com. And with Utah coming to town to play the Devils tomorrow night, I thought we'd get the perspective of a gentleman who's with the Utah's football program, not playing at the moment because of injury, and he has local ties, a product of Desert Vista High School, and we're speaking, of course, of offensive lineman J.J. Dielman, who joins us for a few minutes. J.J., how are you today?
Hey, I'm doing well, guys. How are you doing?
Excellent, excellent. First of all, just to get the people who know you here up to speed, you have a leg injury that's keeping you out this year?
Yeah. In the Cal game, I broke a bone in my foot, and, that was pretty much what's going on.
Well, let's talk first about the Utah program, which is having another strong year. And there's a lot at stake in this game tomorrow night for Utah because you guys are still very much in the thick of things as far as the Pac-12 South. Among other things, one of the things that has impressed a lot of people since Utah joined the Pac-12 is the ability to play physical football, and this is still very much a physical type of conference when you have programs like USC and UCLA. And I think as a lineman, you probably like the idea that the style of play offensively is aggressive.
Oh, absolutely. As an offensive lineman, you want to run the ball and you want to run the rock. That's something you take pride in, and that's something I know our offensive line and our offense takes pride in too, being able to move the football on the ground. And, it's not as traditional as what you see in the Pac-12. But, guys like us in Stanford, that's how we get it done.
You mentioned Stanford, and I think one of the things that is consistent between the two programs, you mentioned it, not a lot of teams in the Pac-12 play that straight ahead, here we come, try and stop us type of offense. The main benefit is, by the fourth quarter, the guys, on defense are probably gasping for air, and that as a lineman, you can sense that when a defense is starting to wear down, can't you?
Oh, absolutely. Whether it's in the start of the third quarter or, the end of the fourth, it happens. And when it does happen, it's usually a fun time. So, hopefully that time on Thursday is a little sooner.
I don't want you to give away the game plan. I don't think Coach Willingham would appreciate that much. But ASU has struggled in the defensive secondary. But even with that, there isn't really a whole lot of reason for your team to deviate from what you normally do offensively going into a game like this.
Yeah, we still got to get our, some stuff done on offense just to, keep it balanced and things like that. And you don't really look at what people say, like their defense is this and these people aren't doing very well and all this stuff. We watch the film. And we've seen some things that we think we can attack, and we've seen some things that they do really well too. So, it's 50-50 that way.
We're speaking with J.J. Dielman, offensive lineman at the University of Utah. We're going to get to talking about J.J. in a minute, but just a couple other thoughts about Utah and where they sit going into this weekend. I know you played Washington already. It was a tough loss at home. And I know you don't, your coaches would not want you to start looking ahead, but has there been any talk around the program about you'd like to get another crack at Washington in the Pac-12 title game?
Pretty much what we're going at right now is just a 3-game season. And if we take care of business on Thursday, then that's one game less. And if we win these 3 games, then we control our own destiny is pretty much what I'm trying to say. And we don't need any help from anybody. If we just play our type of football and, smart, tough guy football, then, we'll get our redemption.
Absolutely. J.J. Dielman joins us for a moment. All right, let's talk about you in particular. You played at Desert Vista, very strong program, and you had a number of options in terms of your college opportunities. You chose Utah. You chose Kyle Willingham. What was it about Utah that attracted you to that program?
When I took my visit, way back when now, it just seemed like that family atmosphere, and I know that's cliche, and you probably hear it a lot, but it's it's something where you feel like you could live and be successful and not, live and be successful with the teammates you're with. It wasn't about the coaches. It wasn't about, the conference. It was about the guys I was playing football with. And, 5 years later, I can still say the same thing. And only those relationships have gotten a lot stronger, and I've created some of the best friends I'll ever have.
A lot of people. No, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm just lucky to be here.
Absolutely. And a lot of people here locally is going to say no, that your cousin is Chris Dielman, 4-time Pro Bowler, played 11 seasons with the Chargers in the NFL. And I bring this up in part because there's been a lot of talk about Jared Goff at Cal and whether or not the Rams are ever going to get him in a game. And you hear some people talk about the fact that he's never taken a snap under center. Maybe he doesn't understand the NFL game and how it differs from college. The same is true for offensive linemen. There is an adjustment to make. How often do you speak with Chris? I know that you modeled your game after him. How much advice has he given you about what to prepare for in terms of the next level? Because there are a lot of, you're rated very high on a lot of draft boards.
Yeah, we talk a little bit about the league, but right now, and, it's kind of a weird situation right now, but especially back when, I was healthy, it was pretty much just, the next team we were playing, and we talked a little bit about my matchup and, their defense maybe. But, we talk a little bit about the league, and I even without talking to Chris, I understand that the league is a whole nother deal. And, you definitely got to bring your A game just to get a shot at playing there. So, I definitely understand the level of talent and, what's going on over there.
J.J. Dielman joins us for a few moments. Utah and ASU tomorrow night at Sun Devil Stadium. Jeff Munn for Brad Cesmat. You also had a chance at Utah to block for Devontae Booker. And watching his progression in the NFL, I'm sure you keep close tabs on it. It has to be really exciting to watch the way he's moved up in the ranks.
Yeah, he got an opportunity here like a week or two ago with, their starter going down. And I think he's taking advantage of, his opportunity. Obviously, before that, he was getting a few carries and making the most of those. But now he, now he really is blossoming into the running back he wants to be in the league for, the long time, the long haul. So, he's doing a great job and he's running hard. So I'm proud of him.
All right, I'm going to put you on the spot. I know you've got lots to do up there in Salt Lake, classes, practice. You're still very much involved with team activities. How closely do you follow Desert Vista? And because they're into round 2 of the playoffs now. Yeah,
I know, man. I was thinking about maybe staying for the weekend and checking that playoff game out. So. But I don't want to be a distraction over there. So,
who are they playing? Because I haven't followed it. Who are they getting in the second round?
I'm pretty sure it's Chandler.
It is Chandler. That's right, and that'll be kind of tough. And is it at home?
I don't think it's at DV.
No, it's at Chandler. I'm being told it is.
Chandler, yeah.
It is at Chandler. So at least going on the road, you may not be that much of a distraction. You kind of sneak in on the sideline and maybe lend some advice. I mean, who knows?
Hey, those coaches could still give me advice, so I wouldn't much help there. So. And
you're happy to get it too, I'll bet.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Tease is a mastermind, so.
Well, it's an exciting time, and I know that, as you said, the Utes aren't looking too far ahead, but there's some really exciting possibilities over these last couple of weeks as you look forward to the last few games of the regular season, a potential Pac-12 championship game, and obviously a bowl game. JJ, I really appreciate the time. You got a lot of friends and fans back here that are rooting for you. They may not be rooting for Utah as much tomorrow night, but you understand how that works. Appreciate the time. Have a good weekend here in town, and we'll catch up with you soon.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate the time.